boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. Biggity boom, have no fear. The I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. On today's brand new banging I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, Jake Paul might be suing you. Jake Paul might be suing you. Keep your head on a swivel and be prepared to lawyer up, because Jake Paul is coming after anybody who questioned or questions the validity of his fights. Plus, it's super duper hot. It's swamp ass season in New York. And I didn't think I was going to talk about it. But TMZ and the rest of you, you want to come for me? Harvey Levin with your little alligator arms, you want to come for me? I wasn't going to talk about it, but sometimes I just can't help myself. All that and more on a high-flying, hard-hitting I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast coming right now. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Start this puppy up with something real nice. Siggity, start this puppy up with something real loud. But most importantly, start this I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast off with something real funky. And make sure you subscribe, rate, review, and tell a friend to tell a friend about the worldwide phenomenon I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Lickety, let's go, baby.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
I wasn't even going to acknowledge this because it's so stupid, so disgusting. But the other day I saw something on social media that I reposted, a story that I felt was familiar. I didn't know that I was getting caught up in an AI-generated Holocaust image. And I posted this story. I'm not even going to mention what the story was, but I posted this story just wanting to continue, as I've always done. Before October 7th, I've posted tens upon tens upon tens, if not hundreds of messages, reposted things about the Holocaust Remembrance Day. As long as I've been on social media, reposted, supported. I'm not even here to discuss or pat myself on the back or explain who I am or what I have done on behalf of my people, the Jewish people. What I've done always comes from the bottom of my heart. What I've done always is with the very, 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 very best intentions, especially something as serious as that. And with all of the Holocaust deniers, with all of the podcasters questioning the historical facts about what happened with the Holocaust, the ramifications of the Holocaust, these kooks, these YouTubers, these online sickos. And I reposted a story that it turns out the image was AI generated. And I didn't even think twice. I just thought I was sharing a story to remind people that never again is never again, and never again is right now. And with all of the anti-Jewish, anti-Zionist, anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, anti-Holocaust, anti-facts, anti-history stuff out there, some way, somehow, this post that I made, which was innocent and made to continue to remind myself and the world of the devastation of the genocide of the Holocaust. This image was flagged and this image was reported and it circulated to I don't know where. And I'm not going to disparage any group or foundation that is about Holocaust history and remembrance. But somehow, some way, this became like a Daily Mail TMZ thing. And they posted something about Michael Rapaport sparks outrage about an AI-generated so-and-so, so-and-so. And I'm like, I wasn't even going to acknowledge this, but I spoke to Dust Brother Jordan Winter. And Jordan Winter was like, very supportive. Miles Davis, the Dust Brothers, very supportive. And they were like, you know, I hope you don't feel bad or feel stupid. And I'm like, I always feel bad. You know, as rough and tumble and as disruptive as I am, I always feel bad. I always feel bad if I do something wrong, whether it's intentional or not. You know, most of the time, I think people, I could say for myself, most of the time, if I offend somebody or misspeak or step on toes, 99.9% of the time, I do feel bad. I do feel remorseful. I don't believe that apologizing makes you weak. I believe that apologizing makes you strong. And I believe that apologizing and acknowledging reality, truth, growth is all very, very important. And I just was offended that, like, TMZ specifically, not these other fake blogs that got 7 followers and all this, but TMZ, which is ran by Harvey Levin. I've done interviews with these motherfuckers, that they would put out something like that without even contacting me when they know, you know what the fuck I've been doing. You know how hard I have been fighting to advocate. I have been fighting to advocate about what's been going on since October 7th and the fact that there are 643 days since October 7th. As of the recording of this podcast, there are 643 days. There are 50 hostages, 2 of who are American. How dare you post that about me without contacting me? How dare you post that about me? Of course, I would never disparage, want to hurt, or distort anything regarding anybody, any victims, family members that have anything to do with the Holocaust. How dare you post that about me? And then, of course, these TMZ people reach out to me. We wanted to know what you thought about our post. Is what I think about your post. Well, Harvey wants to speak to you. You could have Harvey call me offline. Well, maybe you come on TMZ Live. For what? For what? Coming on TMZ Live? You should have reached out to me before you posted that. With all the that's going on with Israel, all the that's going on with Jews, all the anti-Semitism, with the fact that there's a Democratic nominee in New York City, the greatest city on earth, with Jesse Jackson infamously called, quote unquote, Town. The fact that there's a Democratic nominee running for mayor of New York who 6 days after October 7th, before the IDF even went into Gaza, started talking about a genocide in Gaza. Before the IDF even went into Gaza, we have a person who's running for mayor in 2025 in New York City, and you're talking about an AI-generated thing that I posted with nothing but great intentions? I wasn't going to say anything about this, but then Dust Brother Jordan Winter was like, maybe you should say something about it. So I am saying something about it. Don't come to me, fucking TMZ, Daily Mail, none of you lowbrow scumbag. When Jews are being attacked, when Israel is under attack for 643 days, when there's 50 hostages still in Gaza, 2 of whom are American, you're talking about some AI-generated thing, and you want me to come on TMZ and discuss it? Come on my podcast, discuss it on my podcast. Coming to the world of disruption, Harvey, Charlie from TMZ. You want to discuss it? You come to me. Fuck out of here. Get something out of me. A little alligator arm. Harvey Levin with your little short arms. What are you working out, Harvey? Do you cycle? Are you a cyclist, Harvey? You little short arm, short leg. Fuck you. Got some nerve posting that shit about me and then it hit me afterwards talking about, will you come on TMZ Live? Fuck TMZ Live. TMZ Live. I'm the Gringo Mandingo. I'm Mr. New York. I'm the Disruptive Warrior coming on TMZ Live. I'm never going on TMZ Live ever, 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 ever again until you apologize. Apologize for posting that when there's 50 hostages in Gaza. Apologize to me when you know what I'm doing. Apologize to me when you know that what I do is from the bottom of my heart. You you. You you TMZ you short alligator-armed you. Jake Paul, fake Paul, brother of Logan Paul, has issued a statement after his latest fight. Jake Paul fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and I guess he won. I didn't watch it. Baruch Hashem. I did not watch the last fake Paul fight. And I will say that Jake Paul, Fake Paul, is promoting a fantastic card of all women's boxing. Jake Paul has been doing some great things for women's boxing. Personally, I am not a huge fan of women's boxing. I am a fan of the WNBA, and I am a fan of UFC, women's UFC. You can only watch and enjoy so much. And boxing is in such a terrible state these days. But I bet you that the fights that Fake Paul is promoting with Amanda Serrano and a bunch of others, all women, are going to be more competitive than any one of his last fights. Matter of fact, any one of his fights put together. So that's great that Jake Paul is doing so much to support and to promote women's boxing. And I have to start thinking, like, does Jake Paul actually care about women's boxing, or is he doing this because it evens the playing field with the fact that he has etched out and carved out a career for him as a professional boxer? And his last fight versus Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., of course, his father was the icon, Julio Cesar Chavez, a great fighter, tough fighter. It was a 10-round sleeping pill, and I am not sure. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not totally sure. I can't confirm or deny. I got to be careful because we don't want to get caught up in a lawsuit. I don't think Jake Paul has boxed anybody that is his age and his actual weight. I'll fact check it, but rule number 1 of the I AM Rapaport Stereo podcast is and always will be do not fact check. I'm not sure that Jake Paul has ever fought somebody that is his age and his weight, but he has issued a statement. Jake Paul has issued a statement saying that he's going to start lawyering up. As a matter of fact, he's already lawyered up, and he's going after anybody, any organization, any group who are saying that his fights are fixed. He said he's going to start suing people who say that his fights are fixed. Jake Paul is going to start suing people who are questioning the validity, the honesty, the professionalism of his fights. And I say, Jake Paul, we should start suing you, you fuck. We, the people, should start suing you, Jake Paul. We should start suing you for our pay-per-view money. We should start suing you. God forbid anybody spent their hard-earned money and bought tickets to one of these boxing matches you've had in this ridiculous career that you've carved out for yourself as a boxer. Can you imagine if you spend your hard-earned money to go see Jake Paul fight anybody? Jake Paul fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.? Or somebody went to go see that Mike Tyson fight last year, or any one of these circus shows? You're going to sue people? We should be suing you for the money spent on pay-per-view, the money spent on parking, concession stands, beer, hot dogs, frankfurters, french fries, time spent, time served, watching and supporting this shit show. Somehow, some way, Jake Paul, his fights are less competitive than his brother Logan Paul, who's a WWE superstar. And we know that WWE is scripted. And you're going to start suing people because they are saying that your fights may or may not be scripted? Logan Paul's WWE fights are more competitive, more violent, more treacherous than every single one of your fights combined, and you want to start suing us, the people? Why don't you start fighting real boxers if you're going to continue to call yourself a boxer? You call yourself a professional boxer. Yes, you get paid. Made a lot of money. A lot of money, Jake Paul. And now you want to start biting the hand that feeds you. We feed you, Jake Paul. You want to start suing us? We need to start suing you for the money we have wasted watching this bullshit for the last 3 or 4, possibly 5 years. How dare you, sicko? Speaking of sickos, a lot of people have said, Mike Rapp, where are the sick fucks of the week? They have asked, Mike Rapp, have you given up on all sick fucks of the week? And the answer is no. No, I have not given up on the sick fucks of the week. Obviously, the sick fucks of the week is an award-winning segment curated and created by the think tank of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And I will never, ever stop doing the sick fucks of the week, aka the sick freaks of the week. Without further ado, you've asked for it, you've wanted it, you've called for it, and you've earned it. You have a right to say, Mike Rapp, we're the sick freaks of the week. You have a right to say, Mike Rapp, where are the sick fucks of the week? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the sick fucks of the week. This is an award that is earned, not given. It is an award that is earned, not given. If you've never listened to the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast and you were listening to the first time to the sick fucks, aka the sick freaks of the week, welcome. Welcome. This doesn't go out to just anybody. It goes out to a certain type with a certain, as the French say, a certain je ne sais quoi. A certain je ne sais quoi. And when I saw this one, I was like, boom. There's a lunch lady in Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, no, Canada. The woman's name allegedly is Brooke Wilson Johnson. You notice I say allegedly about anything that could possibly get me in any trouble because they come. Oh, yeah, they come. A school lunch aide was accused of paying 3 students $1 each to beat up a 4th grader who called her the B word. Is this a sick freak of the week, or is this woman a hero? Is this woman a hero? I have to say that I think this woman, Brooke Wilson, who paid 3 young students $1 each to physically assault another 4th grader who cursed at her, calling her the B word. Even though it's funny, even though this is a hope, dream, and aspiration, if I'm a lunch lady and I got these little shits screaming at me, cursing at me, where's my food, where's my beans and my hot dogs, calling me this, that, and the third, I might pay a couple of kids to rough them up also. I don't want to say they want to jump them. Maybe they give them a little shove job, push them into a locker. But this woman has gotten herself in trouble. She's arrested for doing this. The charges are she pleaded guilty to aiding delinquency and received a short jail sentence and probation. And obviously, this case and this situation has drawn worldwide attention and condemnation. But I gotta say, I understand if I'm a lunch lady working hard with a bunch of little kids and they're screaming and cursing at me, I might get, hey, here's a pack of gum. You see those kids over there? Hey, go trip them. I'm not saying smack them around like there's somebody from the other side, but go trip them up for me. My next sick freak of the week, aka sick fuck of the week, sick freak of the week, in New York City, as if we don't have enough sick freaks walking the streets. You know that my wife, the other day, I should let her tell this story if she wants to. I'm not even going to tell the story. She's had some crazy situations in the last year and a half, but 2 weeks ago in New York City, she had a terrible situation with if I had been there, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done. My wife was coming out of the theater in Midtown. There's so many sickos in New York City, but in Brooklyn, Prospect Park, beautiful Prospect Park. Prospect Park is the central park of Brooklyn, beautiful. Everything in there. They got ducks, they got gardens, they got animals, they got dogs. They got dogs in Prospect Park. They got everything in Prospect Park. And unfortunately, you got people that want to kill dogs. There's a dog killer. There's a crazed, infamous Prospect Park dog killer who actually somehow, some way got out of jail. How do you get out of jail? He killed the beautiful golden retriever Moose in Prospect Park 3 years ago. 3 years ago, this sick animal in Prospect Park killed Moose. Gorgeous golden retriever. I believe we had him as the sick freak of the week back then. Well, he's back. He's back in Prospect Park. The guy who somehow, some way killed somebody's dog in New York City is back on the streets in the same neighborhood, the same area, the same park, harassing and threatening to kill a dog owner. He threatened to shoot a dog owner in Brooklyn the other day. What is going on, Mayor Adams? What is happening in New York City when a person, how is this person? Listen, there's way worse things you could be doing, obviously, than killing a dog. It is a dog. But this person should be in the streets? Lock him up. Lock him up. How could he still be in New York City threatening more people, more dog owners to kill them? Sick freaks of the week. And finally, this is a story. I do not understand how this story has not gotten much attention. It was 2 weeks ago, and I swear when I heard it, I was like, this should be huge, huge national news. About 2 weeks ago in Idaho, there was a fire, an alleged fire. The authorities, the fire people in Kootenai County were called to a brush fire in a place called Canfield Mountain the other day in Idaho. And the firefighters, who are, of course, the salt of the earth, the bravest of the brave, doing literally Hashem's work, they went out there in Idaho. And it wasn't a fire that had just started. It was a man-made fire, and it was a trap by some sicko. I don't understand how this story is not getting a lot of attention. A sick fuck in Idaho set a brush fire. The fire people, the firemen, obviously went out there, and then this lunatic started shooting at them. And unfortunately, 2 of the firemen were killed, and another one was badly injured. And as of the reporting of this I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, I don't know if the sicko who set the fire and attacked the firemen killed himself or was killed by the police who consequently came. It doesn't matter. And of course, when we looked into this sick fuck, there was Nazi this, Nazi that, kooky this, and kooky that. And I was just like, what kind of world are we living in when somebody will set a fire to ambush firemen in the United States in Idaho? What kind of people? Well, what happened to you? They got to a point where somebody would do something like that. So that's my sick freaks of the week, the sick fucks of the week, worldwide phenomenon. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, sick fucks of the week. And this is the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, of course. Make sure you tell a friend about the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And make sure you follow me on YouTube at Michael Rapaport. Sorry, I got a little crazy. But I'm out. Miles Jordan, a.k.a. the Bleach Brothers, a.k.a. the Dust Brothers. Take me out of it with something real nice. Take me out of it with something real loud. But most importantly, take me out of here with something super duper funky. I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. I'm done.
I Am Rapaport Podcast.